Oh, Dumbledore, where is he? Dumbledore? Dumbledore left? Dumbledore left.
Dumbledore left. Dude, Dumbledore at the beach? What is this? Look at Dumbledore's big beard. Look at Dumbledore's big beard. My God, what is this scene? What is this Dumbledore beach scene? My God, what is it? I have to post this, guys. Hold on, I have to post this. Dude, Diego, whose picture is this? I'm recording. Diego always sends things when I'm recording. My God, Dumbledore, man, look at Dumbledore's costume, dude. Look at Dumbledore's big beard, long hair slicked back. Look at his beard going past his belt, man, past his belt. He has long hair. You can see it. Wait, is it long? It looks slicked back. Look at Dumbledore's outfit underneath. He's wearing a purple outfit. You can see it. A blue cape, all detailed. He's got a ring on his finger. Man, John Lithgow is Dumbledore, dude. Wow, what scene is this, my friend? What scene is this? Oh my God, oh my God. I'm going crazy. I'm completely nuts. Out of my mind, my friend. I wonder if the website where the photo was posted explains it. The first photos of John Lithgow as Professor Dumbledore in the new home box office Harry Potter series surfaced while the crews were filming in Cornwall. Lithgow, dressed as a wizard with a long white beard, stood on a windy Cornwall beach reading cue cards.
Lithgow's Dumbledore was later spotted on the beach reading his lines as cameras and locals watched from nearby cliffs.
It is believed that crews are filming at Kynan's Cove and Coverack this week, as well as in Devon. Oh, so they're filming simultaneously with other actors. It doesn't say which scene it is, man. Look at Dumbledore, my friend. It really seems like Dumbledore is casting a spell here, okay? Look, in this image here. Look at the long hair. See how his hair is tied up? Look, the ponytail here. Now see, he's doing it. See his hand like this? Zarabacanta? He's casting a spell. He's casting a spell here. Look, without a wand.
Because he's the tough one. He's Dumbledore, okay? He's Dumbledore, the tough one. He's Dumbledore.
Look, it says here, Natura Nihil. Hold on, I even got the text here on ChatGPT. Natura nihil creavit frustra. Omnia patifieri et posse natura constituit. Spell. A loose translation of that. Nature created nothing in vain. It established that everything can be revealed by nature itself. You're revealing a secret. You're revealing a secret. Bro. Wow. Spell. Hold on. Oh God. God. Wait. I expected anything in my life except a picture of Dumbledore right now.
More evidence they're expanding the story and revealing unseen aspects.
You're crazy, my friend. What's this? Wow. We'll have Diego. We're going to have to change the podcast topic this week. Let's discuss and theorize about this image. Why is Dumbledore at the beach?
It's over. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Sorry for my outbursts, but I'm really excited. You're going to have to forgive me for my outbursts, all right? Look at the big outfit. Look at that big beard, my friend. All white. The beard is all white. You're crazy, man. This is Dumbledore's robe, okay? It's one of them. It's not the robe. It's one of them. The man has style. Why is he on this beach, my friend? Wow, that's it. It's Nicolau Flamel and his wife Pernell. Dude, the video leaked here, Look, Dumbledore, do you know what he went to do at the beach? Dumbledore, he was going to Nicolau Flamel's house. Me and Diego, we were talking about this. They say Nicolau Flamel's house is in Devon. In Philosopher's Stone, there's a part about it.
It says in the book that he and his wife currently lived in Devon.
And now, the filming that's happening is also in Devon, and it's Nicolau Flamel's house. Look here, the image is terrible because it's a screenshot from the video, and then they used artificial intelligence on the image to try to make it visible in high definition. It obviously turned out badly, right? Let's just play the video. Here it is. They're sitting on a little hill on some grass like this, probably with a view of the sea. Look, that's Nicolau Flamel. Daughter, that's Nicolau Flamel. Do you know who he is? Do you know the Philosopher's Stone? He created it. I have two possibilities for this scene. Either he's going there to talk about the dangers of the stone, right? Like, Flamel already knows all the dangers inside out, right?
Because he's 666 years old on that day. So I think there are two possibilities.
Dumbledore going there to get the stone, to take it, to hide it. In other words, that final scene, after Voldemort tries to steal the stone. After everything, Dumbledore has a talk with Flamel. See, it's better if the stone is destroyed. And then, we don't have Dumbledore saying that line, "For a well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure." We're going to have them saying that, my friend. We're going to have them saying it right here. Look.
Imagine, Dumbledore turns to Flamel and says, "Are you sure this is your decision? Are you sure you're going to destroy the stone?"
And Flamel says to Dumbledore, "My dear friend, for a well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure."
Ah man, wow. And we're going to see Perenelle Flamel too. He's sitting there. Doesn't it really look like a scene like that?
They're sitting right there. Look. They're sitting, I'm sure they're looking at the sea. And then they're just sitting there, having this conversation. And then he says, "Yeah, no, let's destroy it. Let's destroy it." Wow. I'm getting goosebumps. Are you crazy? My God, are you crazy? Another scene that was left out of the movie, but that we will have in the Harry Potter series. Today, images came out from yesterday's filming, which took place in Cadwallader, in Cornwall, where the Dursleys, along with Harry, arrive by car and go to a boat. So they can go to that shack on the rock, on that little island in the middle of the sea. In the movies, we already see the Dursleys directly in that shack. How did they get there? How did they manage to go to that place, since they're muggles? That's not explained. It's only in the books, and the series is following the story to the letter. Man, from all the leaks we've had so far, every step of the story that's in the book is being followed. In the picture, we see a red car with the hood covered by a cloth. I don't know if Walter put that there to try to disguise it, to throw off the clueless people, because he keeps desperately trying to do that. I'm not sure if that made sense to him. He looks exhausted, like someone under a lot of stress in the car. There's Petunia, wearing a very pink outfit, very Petunia-like. And in the back seat is Harry, who, actually, here isn't Dominic McLaughlin, but his stunt double. In the photos, it was a sequence of pictures. You can see Walter with a thin package in his hand, which, in the book, we later find out was a rifle. It's exactly as it is, man, in the book. That's exactly how it's described. He was walking accompanied by a man and was carrying a thin wrapped package in his hand. And then, later, when Hagrid arrives at the hut, that's when we find out it's a rifle. Then he's there with the old man. He hugs the old man when he probably gets the boat.
Because he's desperate. He's desperate. He wants to get away from the letters. Duda is also in the scene. This one, next to Duda and Harry's stunt double, is Mark Millard, the director. And today they're probably going to shoot the boat scene because they'll be here until about the day.
Until the 10th, they'll be filming there in Cadwallader, in that Cadwallader, over in Cornwall.
There's a really cool photo here where Walter is kind of celebrating because he got the boat, you know? For him, he's totally rocking it since he's going to escape from the letters. Man, this series looks promising. But Kako, why is Harry's stunt double in such an ordinary scene? That's the reality. They use the stunt double to spare the main actor, or when the main actor has something going on and can't appear at that moment. Look, the pigeon here that Diego mentioned, the seagull here. Look, Duda also has his stunt double there. Look, there's Duda. Duda's stunt double next to him. Duda and Petunia inside the car.
Anyone who read the book will remember Duda was annoyed and bored because he'd miss his favorite television shows.
So he's locked in the car. They're locked in the car while Walter goes to get help. Man, incredible, incredible, incredible. Walter is totally desperate there, man. If you don't remember this part in the book, or if you've never read the book, look, it's right around here, right at the beginning. Check it out. Petunia says to Walter, "Wouldn't it be better if we just went home, dear?" Walter didn't seem to hear her. No one knew what he was looking for. He took them to the middle of a forest, got out of the car, looked around, shook his head, got back in the car, and they left again. The same thing happened in the middle of a plowed field, in the middle of a suspension bridge, and on top of a parking garage. Dad went crazy, didn't he? Duda asked Aunt Petunia, tired, at the end of that afternoon.
Uncle Walter had parked by the coast, locked the car with everyone inside, and disappeared.
It started to rain, big drops hitting the roof of the car. Man, and they simulated the rain. Yesterday, it was on the news, it was on Paul Anderson's website, Paul Armstrong. It came out that they simulated the rain. They did it there, with practical effects, a simulated rain. So even the rain is happening. Even the rain is happening here. Duda whimpered. It's Monday, said the mother. The great Humberto is going to perform tonight. I want to be somewhere that has a television. Then there's the part where Harry says, Monday. That reminded him of something.
If it was Monday, the next day, Tuesday, was his 11th birthday. Then it skips ahead.
Uncle Walter came back smiling.
He was carrying a long, thin package and didn't answer Aunt Petunia when she asked what he had bought.
Look at the photo here. The thin package. Look at the wrapped package. Thin right there. Here. Him with a package in his hand. See? Man, they're following the story to the letter. They're following it to the letter. I'm really impressed by how they're following everything that's in the story. They're following it, man. Look. Then Walter says, I found the perfect place. Let's go. Everyone out.
It was very cold outside the car. Uncle Walter pointed to what looked like a big rock in the middle of the sea. Uncle Walter cheerfully clapped his hands and said they're announcing a storm today. And this gentleman was kind enough to agree to lend us the boat.
A toothless man strolled toward them, wickedly smiling and pointing at an old boat bobbing on the gray, graphite-colored water. Down there. Then, did you remember that part? You saw the images and instantly recalled what was in the book, even though you hadn't read it, and now you're really excited? Yeah, they're following exactly what's in the book, man. Look at these images, dude. Look at these images. No, and the place where they filmed is beautiful. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. And they filmed in 2 different parts of the coast. It wasn't just in this one. So, we'll probably have the scene with the Dursleys on the little boat going to the rock, as well as Hagrid coming back with Harry. There, when they go to Diagon Alley for Harry to do his shopping. Man, that's really cool to see, because you can tell that Walter is desperate to hug a complete stranger. It's cool because we see the contrast of how he got all defensive and uncomfortable when Daedalus Diggle hugged him.
And here, he's the one hugging a complete stranger, you know? Because, man, he wants to get away from this.
Here's the thing. This scene happens after they stay at a hotel, where Harry also gets the letter. Man, I really want to see them at the hotel too. I hope they don't cut that scene. I hope they don't cut that moment with Harry at the hotel, because it's a key point in building Walter's desperation.
And how he wants to escape from those letters at all costs, because he keeps thinking, they're being chased, you know? Like, wow, we're being chased. We need to run. We need to shake them off.
There are some unique little fishing boats there, and I don't know which one they'll use.
But in the book, it says it's a rowboat, so it's probably going to be a rowboat. It won't be a motorboat like that. I don't know. Maybe in the series they'll use a motorboat.
But look, do you see there's a lady from the crew here with a hose, wetting the ground, soaking the ground here, see?
It's to create the look of rain and wet ground. See Walter in this photo. He's by the car, coming back, holding a rifle.
You can see the vibe of the photo. He's clearly under a lot of stress. That's really cool. Awesome place. The site itself describes what's written. Let's see.
On Tuesday, the peaceful fishing village of Cadwaite became the magical world of Harry Potter during home box office series filming.
Dominic McLaughlin was seen dressed as the new Harry Potter when he arrived on the set of the Philosopher's Stone.
But that's not Dominic.
They wrote this here and were probably watching from a distance before posting the photos, because the person who takes the picture and the one who writes about what's happening are different people.
Filming started at the Cadwaite Cove Inn before moving to the beach, where a dramatic scene was staged involving a car surrounded by fishing boats and extras in traditional Southwest fishing boats. Rain was simulated using sprinklers and water jets, adding to the atmosphere of the scene, which featured Harry and Belle Polly as Petunia. Belle sat in the car's front seat, holding her purse, while Dominic and his cousin Dudley, actually it wasn't Dominic, it was his stunt double, played by Amos Kinson, were sitting in the back seats. The car was surrounded by cameras while the sprinklers were turned on, creating rain, while Uncle Walter, played by Daniel Rigby, was pacing back and forth around the vehicle before grabbing what looked like a broomstick wrapped in paper, which is the rifle. He was seen talking to a gray-bearded man from the port, dressed in overalls, a rain jacket, and rubber boots before they hugged, and Walter leaving with the package.
During a break, the cast was seen talking with the crew outside the vehicle as they prepared for the scene.
The village was closed to traffic during the day. Residents and fans gathered along the cliff and roadside to watch the production, expected to finish Wednesday.
And look, isn't it cool? In the first image that came out, where Walter is in the car, he's in a completely different car, right?
That's because the scene takes place in 1981. At this point here, the scene is already set in 1991. He already has a new car from that time and even says, "The car is new. I won't leave Harry locked in it."
When they go to the zoo, remember? Yeah, look, a new car. That's cool.
Notice how they're focused on the details. Look, Adriano Goldman, the Brazilian, is in the picture. In this picture, Harry's stunt double appears to have his hand in his pocket while hitting his chest.
Behind him is Adriano Goldman speaking with Mark Millow. Goldman is a Brazilian director of photography.
Look here. Incredible, man. Incredible, 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 incredible. Duda and Harry inside the car. Look, there, this scene has simulated rain here. Look, Walter outside the car. Rain falling there. Look. Man, I'm anxious. Way too anxious, dude. Are you crazy? Petunia's outfit, man. A flashy pink outfit. And it looks like she's wearing glasses, too, huh? Look here. Long pink nails. Oh, man.
And look, Harry is there with the stunt double. Sometimes they filmed the scene with the stunt double just to get the positioning and everything.
Then they reshoot with Dominique for close-ups focusing on the face. You'll see that. Watching the series, you'll remember what I said. The close-up shots of Dominique's face in this filming, in these scenes. His face shots will be close-up, right against the window glass.
They'll use close-up shots, so when the actor changes, not everyone needs to be present.
You'll see. Walter is holding this rifle, and Hagrid will just tie it in a knot. Hagrid's going to tie this rifle in a knot, man.
In that scene when he arrives at the hut and says, "Shut up, Dursley, you rotten plum, you big old plum," he says, "Great plume."
Man, that's so cool. Now I really want to see the scene with Hagrid and Harry in that little boat.
Oh, I really want to see that scene. They'll probably release more tomorrow. If there's more filming, there will be more tomorrow. Look, today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. They're filming today too. These images are from yesterday, and more images may be released later today or tomorrow. Got it? So we might see more, maybe even Dominique, who's now in a scene with Nick Frost as Hagrid and Hagrid's stunt double. So there's stuff for us to see. There's still a lot we might get access to today or tomorrow.
If it comes out today, it'll be in this video. If tomorrow, it'll be in tomorrow's video, since we can't wait to release it, right?
Tell me you're not excited for this series, my friend. I'm incredibly excited by what I've seen, and I'm sure what's ahead will be amazing too.
Man, I'm absolutely sure. Wow.